Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to go over our top 4 recommendations for equipment for home workouts. Obviously, summer's coming, people like to work out outside, so hopefully these are easy things that you can acquire that aren't super expensive, that you can still get a great workout in. So we're going to show you guys the top 4 recommendations, and then we're going to go through an upper and a lower body exercise that you can do with each one of these pieces of equipment. Okay, so the first one that we're going to talk about is a kettlebell. Okay, so these are super easy to find. You can get these anywhere. I usually always will recommend to my patients TJ Maxx, Marshalls.
Even Aldi, the grocery store, someone found one.
Yeah, you can find these pretty much anywhere as long as you're not looking for like a matching set, right? So if you just want 1 or 2 various weights, you can totally find these super feasible. Okay, so the first exercise that we're going to go over with the kettlebell is just a basic squat. Okay. So kettlebells, you can do a ton of different stuff, but just for time's sake, we're kind of narrowing it down for you. So first squat, keep the weight nice and close, set your feet where you feel comfortable, toes out a little bit, and you're just gonna come down and up. So that's the lower body one that we chose, and then Joel's gonna show us the upper body.
Yep, so you can use the same weight for an upper body row, but you probably won't want to do a ton of reps if it's a heavier weight that you're using for squats. So this is called a 3-point row. You're going to make sure that you start with your arm relaxed and start by squeezing your shoulder blade first. So squeeze your shoulder blade and then bring your elbow just a little past the body, really concentrating on squeezing your back. And this is for obviously your back and your arm strength.
All right, so obviously there's a ton more stuff you guys can do with kettlebells, but we're keeping it simple today. So the next one we got for you is just a simple set of dumbbells. As far as weight with these, it's just gonna vary about where you feel comfortable, what you plan on using it for the most. But again, we're just gonna cover a quick lower and upper body movement. So for dumbbells, we're gonna choose lunges. So there's a bunch of different types of lunges you can do. We really like walking lunges because it kind of gets your heart rate up just a little bit. So just kind of leave the dumbbells relaxed at your sides, and they're just gonna step, come straight down to the floor. You want to be so that this back leg is pretty much straight up and down or slightly back behind you. Push to that front leg and then step to the opposite leg. You can also, if you don't have a lot of space where you're at or where you're working out, you can just do a reverse lunge where you're just stepping back. And Joel's got the upper body one.
Yeah, so the easiest, most common thing to do with dumbbells is just to do bicep curls, right? So kind of my cue, or the thing that I really want people to do when they do bicep curls, is make sure you bring your elbows in front of your body a little bit. That helps to target the biceps better, as opposed to being here and going like this, okay? Bring those elbows forward, just curl up like this. Pretty self-explanatory. Everyone knows how to do bicep curls.
All right, so next piece of equipment we have for you is a long band. So again, you can pretty much find these anywhere.
Amazon's probably your best place.
Yeah, Amazon. And there's obviously a million different types of thicknesses. The thicker it is, the more resistance there's going to be on the band. So I'm going to show you guys an upper body one for this piece of equipment. We're going to show you a overhead tricep press. Okay, so you can hook this up on a door. We do have door anchors here. Those are super helpful. That's a whole separate piece of equipment technically, but those are super cool. You just put it under the door and then you loop the band through the little loop at the end. But you can get pretty creative with where you hook these up. So what you're going to do is just kind of I think it's comfortable to have 1 foot in front. You're going to try to leave your elbows stationary, don't let them move a ton, and then you're just going to push your forearms out around your elbows. And you should feel that right in the triceps, right through here.
Yeah, so with this long band, there's probably more upper extremity exercises that you can do. You can row, you can do bicep curls with this too. So, but if you want to do a lower extremity exercise with the band, this is kind of, especially if you're traveling, right? Throw a band in your luggage and loop it up over your head. This is a kind of a fun way to do deadlifts. So just pretend you have weight in your hand. Do that deadlift form of going down, hinging at your hips, dropping below the knees, and coming up like this. So kind of a goofy way of doing deadlifts, but it's actually pretty effective, especially if you got even a thicker band.
All right, and then the last piece of equipment we're going to talk about is a little Minivan. So again, Amazon, probably your best bet. Again, you can probably also get them in like a pack where there's a bunch of different resistances. That's helpful too. So I'm gonna show you an upper body one for this. It's called a wall walk up, I guess we're gonna call it. So you come over here, you're gonna put it around your wrist. And this is a really good shoulder burn. You're just gonna kind of line your pinkies up to the wall, and then you're just gonna slowly kind of keep the tension, so bring your arms away from each other a little bit, and then you're just gonna keep that distance and kind of walk your way up, all the way up as high as you can go, and then you're gonna walk all the way back down. And you'll feel this in your lats a little bit, and your shoulders. If you do a few of these in a row, you'll get a good burn out of it.
All right, for the lower extremity, doing a sideways walk. This is really good for your hips and glutes. So put the band, you can move the band up and down your legs. If you want it higher, it'll be easier. The lower you go, the harder it is. Get into a little bit of a squat. Make sure your knees are in line with your feet and it looks like a rectangle. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take 1 foot width out to the side and bring the other one 1 foot width in. The key with this is to make sure your feet don't get too narrow. You don't want to be in here like this, and you don't want to be going real wide just to get it over with, okay? So it has to be really just like this. These you will definitely feel up in the hips, and they burn. This is great for runners. It's one of the ones we typically have runners do just to work on some hip and glute strength.
All right, guys, so those are the 4 things. You got a kettlebell, a set of dumbbells, a long band, and a minivan. So those are all super easy to find things. Hopefully they're not too expensive. You know, you can find them for various different price points. So hopefully it's super attainable for everybody. So if you're trying to get into working out, or you want to start working out at home or outside this summer, try to find some of those things and try out some of those exercises, and let us know down below if you do.